Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be a cook and clean with me with a twist, because before I can cook, I need to clean first. And I'll show you what I mean. So it's going to be kind of a clean, then cook and clean with me. And we're going to be making white chicken chili in the Instant Pot today, which if you have an Instant Pot, this is a must try recipe. If you don't, you can adapt it to a crock pot or probably even a stovetop, but it is definitely a must try, and I will put the link for it down in the description below. So go check it out and let me know what you think. A huge shout out to our friends Drew and Vicky who gifted us this Instant Pot. They're amazing and it has been such a big lifesaver. They're also real estate agents, so if you're in the market, let me know and I can hook you up with them because they're awesome at what they do. Before we get started, don't forget to click that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on that bell notification next to it if you want to be notified so you don't miss a video, because we will post every Friday and occasionally bonus videos as well, which will be unannounced just whenever we kind of feel like getting an extra one up. So I hope you enjoyed today's and that it gives you motivation and a good recipe idea for your family. Let me go ahead and show you what we're working with here. Okay, so we have been on the go a lot this past couple weeks and we've been doing some projects and stuff. So this kitchen peninsula is definitely a catch-all for pretty much everything. So you can see there's gift bags. We had a birthday party last weekend and I haven't put those away yet. We have our drill set out because we just put up a new hutch for the girls' toys in the living room. There's random stuff. These bookends are actually going to be going on top of the hutch to hold all our DVDs, and Valentine's decorations that I just haven't put in a tote yet. Random stuff. This was from breakfast this morning, some cut off crust from sandwiches and parts of the kiwi from cutting those up, an empty milk jug from this morning that needs recycled, and just dishes basically. So I don't know if this is more embarrassing or how messy our car was. If you haven't checked that one out, I'll link that video above, but this is how life happens here, and I've made a promise to ourselves to film videos that are real and true, and this definitely fits the bill. The toaster is still out from this morning, a few groceries to put away for dinner tonight, and dishes, which is a constant, but there are a lot of them today. So we're gonna go ahead and tackle this first so I can actually cook in a kitchen that is clean. The first thing I'm going to do is unload the dishwasher. These were clean from yesterday, but I just hadn't had a chance to empty them yet. And I like to put things out on the counter and stack them near items that go in the same cupboards. So instead of going back and forth from the dishwasher to the cupboards and drawers, I am saving time by stacking them and making one trip to each cupboard. Next, I'm going to tackle the dishes in the sink by loading all of the dishwasher safe ones into there and then hand washing the rest of them. And there were so many dishes this time around that I was able to fill up the dishwasher completely and start that load so I could empty it later.
Drawing from another time, walls of pain that spells out your name. Yeah. You had to change your heart, that Albany just left you all the same. I could see enough to know you better up, and sometimes it hits you when it's gone. And all night staring to that same light, reinventing our life. I wonder where we'd be if nothing would have changed. We'd have stayed the same. Killed the flame, would we hold our ground? to hide and find you in another time. Up it comes and down it goes. Seeds will die before they grow. If nothing were to change, we'd have stayed the same. Never killed the flame. Would we hold our ground? If nothing were to change, would you take my name? Stay through the rain. Would we hold our ground? Could we hold our ground? Could we hold our ground? Could we hold our ground? Captured in a photograph. Do you remember how we used to sit in the vines?
We've been waiting around for too long for something to show. Same old places and faces of people with nowhere to go. But we're not like them, we are better, both you and I know. Grab your car keys and jacket, 'cause honey, we're ready to go. Let's get in the car and you'll drive. We're leaving tonight.
Now that the dishes are done, I'm gonna tackle this mess on the counter here, and I really don't know why this always ends up like this, but it only stays clean for maybe a day or two at the most, and more stuff starts to accumulate, and we need to try to find a solution for it. So if you have a space that is a catch-all for just random stuff and you have found a way to stop that from happening, we would love to hear your tips.
One hand on the steering wheel, worlds passing by outside. The flickering light of the white lines in the corner of my eye. I'll never leave your side, I'll never leave your side, I'll never leave your side. The windows are rolled down, the radio's on, and my eyes are open wide. I'll never leave your side, I'll never leave your side.
Now that the kitchen is clean, we can get into the fun stuff and get this meal ready to go in the Instant Pot. The recipe calls for a medium onion. This is a pretty large one, so I'm not going to use all of it, but as you can see, I'm cutting the sides off of it and avoiding the middle, and that's because if you don't cut into that core, then it's not going to make you cry. So sometimes I miss, probably about half the time I miss and I cut too far and I end up in tears, but the other times it works like a charm. Now I'm going to start putting everything in the Instant Pot, and the recipe calls for 2 large chicken breasts. I use frozen ones, and these were a little smaller than what I would consider large, so I put more in there. And then 15-ounce can of black beans and a 15-ounce can of white beans, drained and rinsed. The medium onion that we chopped up earlier. A 15-ounce can of corn with the juice still in it, which is important because the Instant Pot won't work correctly if it doesn't have enough liquid. Then a 10-ounce can of Rotel diced tomatoes with the green chilies, also with the juice still in there. And then the next thing is a half a cup of chicken broth, or you can use chicken stock if you prefer that. A teaspoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of cumin are next, and our measuring spoons were actually in the dishwasher at this point, so I just used a regular spoon and eyeballed it and got it as close as I could. And then you're going to add a 0.4 ounce packet of ranch dip / dressing mix. And my package, I think, was 1 ounce, so it was like double what you needed, but we used that the first time we ever made this and we loved it, so I'm just going to kind of stick with that. And then you're going to stir up all of that stuff and make sure you have the juice and liquid underneath the chicken breast as well, so that they don't scorch on the bottom of it. And then next you're going to add cream cheese. You're going to want to cut it into at least 6 pieces, and you're just going to place it over the top of the chili so that it can melt a little bit easier into it. Then you're just going to put the lid on and seal it, and then plug it into the wall so that you're ready to turn it on. Make sure that the valve is facing backwards to the sealing position, and then you're going to use manual high pressure for 20 minutes. Then when it's done cooking, you're going to let it manually release for 10 minutes and then turn it to the venting position. Now that the Instant Pot is going, I'm just going to put away all the dishes I hand washed earlier and clean up my mess from making dinner so that we have a fresh, clean start in the morning.
If worst comes to worst, I'll be Bonnie and you can be Clyde. We've got 2 hearts ready to fight.
As soon as your food is done cooking and releasing the steam from the Instant Pot, you're going to take the chicken out and put it in a separate bowl to shred. And this is a huge time-saving hack that I have. To shred the chicken, you just use a hand mixer and it works perfectly. And then you're going to dump the chicken back into the pot and mix it all up, and most likely your cream cheese isn't going to be fully melted, which is why it is so important to break it into those chunks earlier on. But you're going to stir it all up and break it up into this so it can melt all together. That is it for this video. If you try this recipe, I would love to hear what you think about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to stay humble, be kind, and we'll see you in the next one.